Hello, anonymous patrons of the interwebs. I'm ClearPearl of ClearPearl Productions, and I'm by myself today. Yay! I'm going to be doing another Pokemon Sword. Oh, not another Pokemon Sword. Another Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge. This one's going to be completely blind. I have done my absolute best to avoid spoilers for this game. It's very difficult. The internet loves themselves some Pokemon, so people are constantly talking about it. I'm dodging left and right, every pictures, memes, everything. So obviously I got spoiled to some stuff, and I'll go into that in a little bit. Basically, what I wanted to do first, this is going to be labeled episode 0 on the actual channel. So if you don't really particularly care about disclaimers and rules and stuff like that for this Nuzlocke challenge, go ahead. You don't have to watch this episode. I'm going to be uploading episode 1 the same day, so you won't have to wait very long to get started on the actual challenge. But I did want to do a little early thing just to establish the rules of the Nuzlocke challenge so that everybody is on the same page. I don't have to explain myself and make it sound like I'm making up rules on the spot just to get out of a hole or whatever. So I'm going to do the rules first. I'm keeping it relatively simple. For those of you who don't know what a Nuzlocke challenge is, basically there's three main rules that make a Pokemon game a little more difficult than it would be normally. The most important rule being that your Pokemon can die. If they faint, they die. That's the rule. 0 HP, blah, blah, blah. The way I'm going to be doing it is I'm just going to be putting it in the box to never use again. Some people like to release the Pokemon, but the same thing either way. The reason I want to keep the Pokemon is because I do want to actually catch the Pokemon later in the post-game when I'm done with the Nuzlocke challenge. And so with that, there is an incentive to break the rules a little bit, which I will go into with the caveats. But that's the main first rule. The other main important rule is that you can only capture the first Pokemon of every route. I'm assuming that this game is going to have the same route system, more or less, that every other game has had in the past. I guess I should mention that these rules have to be a little flexible just because this is a new game and I'm going in blind, so I don't really have a good idea of how many of these mechanics actually work the same way. I can make some assumptions because every other main series Pokemon game has more or less worked the same, but I can't technically say for sure. So this is one of those examples where maybe there's a route every 3 seconds, or maybe there's a route every 5 hours or some shit, so that there's I might have to make some wiggle room depending on how often a new route appears. But the rule as it stands is you can only catch one Pokemon per route, and in addition to that, it has to be the first Pokemon that you encounter in that route. So if you mess that up, then you're screwed, and you don't get anything for that route. Yeah, so this second rule, this is the one that I have the most trouble with. Well, not trouble, the most the most extra rules attached to it, like the most asterisks, I guess you could say. So I'll get back to that in a second. The third main rule in every Nuzlocke challenge is that you have to nickname all your Pokemon, mostly just so you have more of an emotional bond to them, I guess, when they do die and you feel bad. There's no mechanical reason for this rule to exist, but it's there because it wants to make you feel bad for killing your Pokemon. But anyway, back to rule 2, the first capture of every route rule. I have a bunch of little mini, extra rules to make things a bit more, A, interesting, and B, just more helpful, I guess, to me in a little bit. So I'm just going to go through them. The first one, assuming this game is the same as most of the other games, I will not be able to catch Pokemon right away just because of the way the Pokemon system works usually. Like, you have to play through the game a little bit before you actually get any Pokeballs to catch things with. And so this first sub-rule is just saying that the rule doesn't actually apply until I get the Pokeballs. So, if I go into first route and I encounter something but I don't have any Pokeballs yet, I can later come back to that route and catch something there. when I actually do have access to Pokeballs. I don't know if that's going to be a thing in this game, but it probably will be. The second one is I am allowed to use gift Pokemon. So if an NPC gives me a Pokemon, I am allowed to use it. Regardless of where I obtain it, it has no bearing on the encounter rule. The reason I have that there is just, again, because I don't really know how exactly these routes kind of go, and if I don't know. I was sort of iffy on allowing myself to do this, but I think it's for the best because of the nature of not knowing if there are even gonna be any gift Pokemon. There probably will be, but I don't know. That's why I added it. And then okay, so the third rule. Assuming it's the same in this game as it has been in every game since Gen 2, Johto, way back when, like year 2000 or whatever. I am allowed to catch shiny Pokemon and use them because of how rare they are. I'd be a fool not to catch it, but I think just by virtue of how rare it is and that there's a very slim likelihood that I would even find one in the first place, because of all that, I am also allowed to use it just because of how special it is. And then let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, okay. So Dupe's Claws, that's the most important one. But before I get into that, I forgot I was gonna actually I was gonna see if there was an update that I would be doing here. Okay, I am using the latest version. Great. So there's no day one update as far as I'm aware. I got as of this recording. I should be clear. As of this recording, the game came out today. I got it delivered about an hour ago to my doorstep. And I uploaded the next Cuphead and ran over here. So Dupe's Claws. The way I'm doing Dupe's Claws is as follows. If I find something as the first encounter of a route that I already have captured before, in the same family, then I not only don't have to catch it, I actually cannot catch it. So for example, if I catch a Rattata in one of the early routes, I'm using Rattata. I have no idea if Rattata is even in this game, but if I catch a Rattata in the first route and I later encounter a Raticate, I cannot catch that Raticate because it is part of the Rattata family. So it's a double-edged sword because, well, not double-edged. It's a two-way street, I guess. Where like it helps me because I get a more diverse team, but it also hinders me because if I catch a good Pokemon, I'm not allowed to catch another one of the same type, the same species rather. Man, I'm umming a lot through this. That's okay. I'll get used to it. It's been a while since I did a solo Let's Play, so forgive me for all my filler words. I'll get through it. I think that's everything for the. I think. Oh yeah, no. Sorry. One more rule. This one is very much a big if, because I played through Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I'm pretty sure they've done away with the HM system at this point. But assuming they bring it back, there is a rule. I'm adding a rule that allows me to capture a Pokemon or use a dead Pokemon as an HM slave, I guess. I'm not allowed to battle with it, but I'm allowed to use it as an HM if and only if no one else in my team can use that HM. And that's including the ones in the box that I have. So if I have anything alive that can use the HM, that has to use the HM. But if I don't, and it is physically impossible for me to continue with the game without that HM, then I am allowed to use a corpse as an HM. I'm allowed to go out and find a Pokemon that can use that HM in order to proceed with the game. But otherwise, I cannot. So I think those are all the rules. And the reason I the other thing I wanted to talk about before starting up the game um, is I wanted to go through like a little list of the things that were spoiled to me as kind of like a disclaimer. This is a blind Nuzlocke. I tried my very best to avoid everything, but like I said before, it's very difficult being an informed video game player and avoid everything involving Pokemon because people love talking about Pokemon. It is one of the most memed things on the internet. It's one of the most popular just video game franchises in general. So people are constantly talking about it. Every single rumor pops up on my newsfeed and on Facebook or and social media. I think I think I did an okay job though. I mean, one thing I did watch the reveal trailer for the game because it was I think part of a Nintendo Direct at some point. I don't remember. But they announced it, and I watched that announcement trailer, so I know about the starters, or at least the basic starters. I don't know what they evolve into. I did hear that that was leaked at some point, but I do not know what they are. I do know the basics though. I know Scorbunny, I know Grookey, I know Sobble, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick Sobble. I was thinking about making the rule. I usually do Nuzlocks. I have the game randomly determine my starter for me based on my ID number. But for this one in particular, I am specifically choosing Sobble, A, because I like Sobble best, but B, and more importantly, my sister and her fiance are picking the other two starters. So I think between the three of us, we wanted to have all three starters. um, so I'm getting Sobble, and I'm okay with that because I like Sobble. Burblade's yelling at me. I'll get back to him later. Hey, yeah, no, I'll respond to him after the episode. Anyway, what else have I seen? I know a couple of the new Pokemon. I know, I don't know if I know any of their types, but I know of them. I saw, like, there's a little Corgi Pokemon was cute, and, what else did I see? There was, like, a teacup or something like that. There was a teacup, and then, like, a sheep was another one, like a cute little sheep, and then, oh yeah, and then the hangry Pokemon that was spoiled to me too, which I thought was hilarious, of course. I also was spoiled to the Dynamaxing mechanic. I don't know exactly how it works. I'd assume that it's a lot like Mega Evolutions, where like you just make your Pokemon really big and strong. I guess I don't know. I don't know for sure how it works. All I know is that your Pokemon get really big, and some of them change forms. I saw the Meowth, which looked ridiculous. But yes, that is a thing apparently. I know that they have new Galar forms. I saw the Ponyta, which was basically My Little Pony. And I saw the Weezing. And I think that might have been it. Oh, I know, and the Farfetch'd. I saw the Farfetch'd. So I think I saw those three. I don't think I saw any other ones. I'm basing this mostly off of memory, so I don't remember for sure exactly what I remember. I might see something halfway through the playthrough and be like, oh, I was spoiled to that too. I don't know. I don't know. I did also hear... so apparently there's a zone in the game somewhere where Pokemon are ridiculously overleveled and can kill you immediately. And I'm kind of glad that was spoiled to me because I'm doing a blind Nuzlocke. I don't want to walk into this area and just get steamrolled by a Machoke. But it is what it is. I'm going to do my best to avoid that route, if at all possible. I'm going to try to never step foot there. But hopefully I don't have to go there to complete the game. I think if I do have to go through that area, I think I might have to make a rule partway through the game. I have to improvise a rule saying that doesn't fucking count. that area doesn't count for the Nuzlocke. And let's see what else. Oh yes. So the last thing I want to talk about, I've heard a lot of conflict going on in the fan community of the Pokemon fan community. I really wanted to read into it, but I knew I shouldn't because of the nature of the blind Nuzlocke. So I don't know too much about it. I did hear that they gutted the national decks, um, and that is a shame. And I would weigh in more on that, but I didn't read into it. I didn't read into the details or anything. All I know really is that a lot of fans are pissed at the game. I heard that there's like a lot of other issues too that kind of piled up, and I think a lot of people seem to be upset by many of the announcements that have been made about this game. But again, I don't know what they are yet. But there is a silver lining to this conversation here. So because of the way I do, for those of you who've seen me do Nuzlocks in the past, um, the way I usually there's usually a part or two where I need to level grind in order to stay ahead. I'm assuming that's going to happen in this game too at some point. So what I'm going to do is I have to record the grinding sessions because I mean I just want people to make sure they know I'm not cheating. Basically, is the main goal behind that. But the other thing is the way I'm going to do it this time, because this is a new game that just came out and a lot of people are going to be wanting my opinion of it. When I'm done with the game, and I've played the post game a little bit, I'm going to upload all of the grinding footage so people know I wasn't cheating. But more importantly, when I'm uploading the grinding footage, instead of just doing like a music playlist or whatever, I'm gonna just give my thoughts on the game, voiced over the grinding, so that you guys will get something you'll get something new instead of just watching a nothing video. And you don't have to wait for me to you don't have to I'm going to upload a grinding episode. You don't have to wait another couple of days for me to upload the next actual episode. I think that's the best way to do it. So after I'm done with the game, I'm gonna take a little bit of time. I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna play the post game if there is one. X and Y did not have much of a post game, so this might not have much of a post game either. I don't know. I'm gonna do all that, and when I do, I will then upload the grinding footage and give my official end of game thoughts of Pokemon Sword version. Give people a rough idea of what a review would be, I guess, sort of. Yeah, I think that's everything. I've probably been talking for a while now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end the episode here. If you guys are still interested after my random ranting, go ahead and watch the next episode because it's coming out soon. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.